Hi, my dear students. Today I am going to teach you Geography Chapter 4 Air. Children, can you remember the name of the first chapter in Geography? Yes, Environment. In that first chapter, we discuss so many things. In that, we discuss the main thing is domains of environment. What are the domains? Can you remember the children? Yes, there are four major domains. What are they? Lithosphere, then hydrosphere, atmosphere and biosphere. In that, we discuss chapter 2 and chapter 3 which is based on lithosphere. That is land. Okay. In that fourth chapter, we'll discuss about the air. That is atmosphere. Okay. Like land and water, air is also significant for our life, isn't it? We cannot exist in the absence of air. In fact, it is a basic source of our breathing system. Air is a mixture of various gases that surrounds the earth. We cannot perceive air when it is calm, but it can be felt when the air is in motion. Our earth is surrounded by a huge blanket of air. It is called as atmosphere. What is meant by atmosphere, children? Our earth is surrounded by a huge blanket of air. It is known as atmosphere. Along with the gases, water vapors and dust particles are some other significant components of the atmosphere. All the gases, water vapors and dust particles combine together to form the atmosphere. Are you clear, children? All the gases, then water vapors and dust particles, they combine together to form what? Yes, to form the atmosphere. Then the gravitational force of the earth holds it around the earth. That is why the atmosphere is dense near the earth's surface and away from the earth's surface it starts thinning. Are you clear, children? The gravitational force of the earth holds it around the earth. That's why the atmosphere is dense near the earth's surface and away from the earth's surface it starts what? It starts thinning. Are you clear, children? Okay, children. What do you mean by atmosphere? Yes, our earth is surrounded by a huge blanket of air. Our earth is surrounded by a huge blanket of air is called what? Atmosphere. Okay, children. We'll move into the topic. First topic is composition of the atmosphere. The atmosphere is made up of various gases, water vapors, dust particles and so on. Do you know that, children? The air we take in while breathing is a mixture of various gases. The nitrogen and oxygen are two gases which make up the bulk of the atmosphere. Are you understand, children? While we breathing, actually a mixture of many gases. But in the bulk amount, only the nitrogen, oxygen, the two gases present in bulk amount. Carbon dioxide, helium, ozone, argon and hydrogen are found in lesser quantities. Okay, children, we'll discuss about the gases. First one is nitrogen. Nitrogen concentration is higher in the atmosphere, is about 78.08%. Clear, children? Then it is found up to a height of 128 km from the earth's surface. Next, nitrogen is lighter than the oxygen and carbon dioxide. Both the plants and small organisms like bacteria need nitrogen for their survival. Plants do not take nitrogen directly from the atmosphere, but they get it from their where? They get it from their roots. Nitrogen is a tasteless, colorless and odorless. it is difficult to control fire without nitrogen. Okay children, why we discussed about the nitrogen gas at first? Because its presence in the atmosphere is bulk amount. That's why we discussed nitrogen at first. Okay. Okay children, what we discussed about nitrogen gas? Yes, it is higher concentration in the atmosphere is about 78.08%. Then it is found up to a height of how many kilometers? Yes, 128 kilometers from the Earth's surface. Next, which is lighter than oxygen and carbon dioxide? Yes, nitrogen is lighter than the oxygen and carbon dioxide. Both plants and small organisms like bacteria also need nitrogen for their survival. Plants do not take nitrogen directly from the atmosphere, but they get it from where? They get it from their roots. Next, what type of gas is nitrogen? It is a tasteless and colorless and odorless gas. Okay children, next one is oxygen. After nitrogen, oxygen is the second most plentiful gas in the atmosphere. Okay children, oxygen is heavier or lighter? Oxygen is heavier than the nitrogen while lighter than the carbon dioxide. Its concentration is about 20.94% in the atmosphere. Oxygen is also called the life gas, as it is the basic of the life for all the living organisms, including the human beings. Then it is essential for our combustion. Once again I will repeat, after the nitrogen, it is the second most plentiful gas in the atmosphere. It is heavier than nitrogen, while comparing the carbon dioxide, it is lighter. Then its concentration is about 20.94%, approximately 21% in the atmosphere. Then oxygen is also called dash type gas, life gas, as it is the basic of life for all living organisms, including the human beings. It is the essential for combustion. Okay children, next one is carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is also another important gas. It is the heaviest gases of the atmosphere, then highly variable gas of the atmosphere, because its concentration always varies with the variability of the level of pollution. Do you understand children? Based on the pollution, the level of pollution, the concentration always varies. Okay children, next point is concentration is about only 0.03% in the atmosphere. Which concentration? Carbon dioxide concentration is about 0.03% in the atmosphere. Then next point is carbon dioxide is essential for the growth of plants because they prepare food with its help. Next point is carbon dioxide keeps the atmosphere warm by absorbing the sun rays. Then it is also used by the plants to release oxygen. Then human beings and animals release carbon dioxide and inhale oxygen to stay alive. Are you clear children? Do you understand the three types of gases? These three gases is most important in the composition of the atmosphere. What is the first gas name? Yes, nitrogen, then oxygen and carbon dioxide. We discussed so far. What is the use of nitrogen? Both the plants and small organisms like bacteria also need nitrogen for their survival. Then plants do not take nitrogen directly from the atmosphere, but they get it from their roots. Then nitrogen, what type of gases? Tasteless, then colorless and odorless gas. What we discuss is second type of gas? Oxygen. Oxygen. After the oxygen, it is the second most plentiful gas in the atmosphere. It is heavier than the nitrogen. While comparing carbon dioxide, it is lighter. Okay. Then it is the concentration is about what? 20.94, approximately 21% in the atmosphere. Okay, oxygen is also called the dash gas. Yes, life gas. Why? Because it is the basis of basis of the life of all organisms, including the human beings. Then it is more essential for combustion. What we discussed, the last type of gas is carbon dioxide. It is heaviest gas of the atmosphere. Then it varies according to the pollution. It changes, the concentration of the carbon dioxide changes according to the pollution. Its concentration is about 0.03% in the atmosphere. Then the carbon dioxide is also used by the plants to release oxygen. Then human beings and animals release carbon dioxide and inhale oxygen to stay alive. Okay, children? So far, are you clear, children? We'll move on to next topic. Next one is structure of the atmosphere. Like lithosphere, the atmosphere is also found in different layers. Our atmosphere is divided into 5 layers starting from the Earth's surface. The above diagram is given in your book, so you have to see in your book because it is not clear, no. So you have to see in your book for your reference, children. Okay, children, what are the 5 main layers of the atmosphere? Yes, troposphere, then stratosphere, then mesosphere, then thermosphere, and last one is exosphere. First one is troposphere. The term tropo is derived from the Greek word tropos. That meaning is turning. You have to write it in your book, children. The term tropo is derived from the Greek word tropos. Meaning is turning. This is a layer which immediately surrounds us. Next, we will discuss the characteristics of the troposphere. First one is the most important layer of the atmosphere. The air we breathe exists here. On account of presence of dust particles and water vapor at lower levels, all the weather phenomena like rainfalls, fog, then hailstorms takes place in this atmosphere, in this layer of atmosphere. Are you clear, children? Then the third main characteristics is exchange of heat and moisture takes place in this layer. On account of this exchange, ocean currents play a significant role in determining the climatic conditions near the sea coast. This sphere extends from the surface, Earth's surface, to the average height of 13 km. That is troposphere. Okay. Are you clear, children? We'll move on to next layer, that is stratosphere. Above the troposphere lies the stratosphere. Stratosphere extends up to a height of 50 km. This layer, which layer? The stratosphere layer. It is one of the layer of atmosphere, is almost free from clouds and associated with weather. In the atmosphere of first 20 km, there is a high ocean concentration. It has formed its own layer. Ozone is nothing but form of oxygen, and its chief function is filtering the UV rays of the sun reaching the earth. Clear, children? This layer is most ideal for flying aeroplanes because the absence of clouds and weather conditions. Clear? What is the use of stratosphere layer, children? This layer extends up to a height of 50 km. Clear, children? Then next one, first 20 km, there is a high concentration, that is a ozone concentration. It has formed in own layers. Ozone is a form of oxygen and its chief function is filtering the UV rays of the sun while reaching the earth. Are you clear, children? What is the use of ozone layer? Ozone is nothing but a form of oxygen. Their main function is filtering the UV rays. While the sun rays reaching the earth, that time it filter the UV rays. That is the use of ozone. Clear? Next one is mesosphere. It is the third layer of the atmosphere. Clear, children? What is the first two layers? One is troposphere, another one is stratosphere. Now we will discuss the mesosphere. It is the third layer of the atmosphere. It lies above the stratosphere. Clear, children? Mesosphere extends up to a height of 80 km. Temperature in this zone decreases with the height. Clear, children? Temperature is decreases. Why? Because height. Okay. At the mesopass, the upper layer of this zone is temperature falls to minus 95 degrees Celsius. Clear, children? At the mesopass is the stage. First one is troposphere, then tropopass, then stratosphere, then stratopass. Another one is mesosphere, then mesopass. At the stage of mesopass, the layer of this zone, the temperature falls suddenly to minus 95 degrees Celsius. Clear, children? In the layer of mesosphere, meteoroids also burn up here on entering from the space. Clear, children? Next one is thermosphere. Thermosphere extends from mesosphere to exosphere. That is from 80 km to 400 km. Clear, children? The temperature in the lower layers of this zone is stationary or is isothermal. The temperature rises rapidly with the height. Clear, children? The temperature is lower layers of the zone is stationary. Okay. Then temperature rises rapidly with the height. The chief characteristics of this sphere, which sphere? Thermosphere, is the formation of ionosphere by electrically charged particle known as what? Ions. This layer mainly helps in radio transmission. Which layer, children? Thermosphere. At first layer is what? Troposphere. In that layer, what is the use of troposphere? In this layer, which layer? Troposphere. We breathe exist here up to height of which kilometer, children? Yes, up to the height of 13 kilometer. Almost all the weather phenomena like rainfall, fog, hailstorm, these are occurs in this layer, troposphere. Okay. Next layer is stratosphere. In this layer, it extends up to height of which kilometer, children? Yes, 50 kilometer. Next, what is the use of this layer? And this we protect us from the harmful effect of sun rays. That is the main use of this. Then this layer is the most ideal for flying airplanes because of the absence of clouds and weather condition. Clear, children? Next one is mesosphere. Mesosphere is a third layer. It extends up to which kilometer? 80 kilometer. Next one is thermosphere. Thermosphere is in thermosphere temperature rises very rapidly by increasing the height. Clear, children? Okay, children. Next layer is exosphere. Exosphere is the uppermost layer of the atmosphere which gradually merges into the space. It extends up to a height of 750 km from the earth's surface. Clear, children? And one main thing is it has very thin air. Then light gas is also present there. What are the light gases? You may know, children. Like helium and hydrogen, these are the light gases that are also found there. Then the temperature also remains always high. How many degrees Celsius you may think? Yes, 1600 degrees Celsius in this layer. Clear children? I hope you are fine with these layers. First one is troposphere, then stratosphere, then mesosphere, then thermosphere and exosphere. We'll move on to next topic children. Next topic is weather and climate. Okay children, what is mean by weather? Then what is mean by climate? What is the difference between weather and climate? Weather is nothing but hour to hour or day to day condition of the atmosphere. That is called as weather. Clear children? Weather relates to the daily atmospheric changes and conditions. That is called as weather. Clear children? What is mean by weather? Weather is a hour to hour or day to day condition of the atmosphere. Weather relates to the daily atmospheric changes and conditions. Okay children, then what is mean by climate? The average weather condition of a place for a longer period of time, that represents the climate. Clear children? Do you know the difference between weather and climate? Weather is nothing but to relate the daily atmospheric changes and conditions. But in climate, it represents the atmospheric conditions over a longer period. It is about 35 years of time period. Clear children? Now do you know the difference between weather and climate, isn't it? What is mean by weather? Weather is relates to the daily atmospheric changes and conditions. Climate, it represents the atmospheric conditions over a long period of time. Then weather can be changed many times in a day, but climate remains the constant for a long period. Okay, do you know the difference between weather and climate? Weather may be changed many times in a single day, but in climate it remains a constant for a long period. Then weather also changes, weather changes occurs over a small region, but in climate changes related to the larger area. These are the main differences between the weather and climate. Clear children? Weather relates to the daily atmospheric changes and conditions, but in climate it represents the atmospheric conditions over a long period of time. Then weather can be changed many times in a single day, but in climate it remains constant for a long period of time. Then weather changes occurs over a small region, but in climate changes relates to a larger area. Okay children, next we'll discuss the elements of weather and climate. Okay children, now you tell what are the elements of weather and climate? Yes, temperature, then pressure, then what? Moisture, then wind. These are the major elements of weather and climate. Okay children, at first we'll discuss the temperature. That is a main element of the atmosphere. Okay. The temperature you feel every day is the temperature of the atmosphere. Clear children? Or you understand? The temperature you feel every day is the temperature of the what? Is the temperature of the atmosphere. It may be hot or cold, it doesn't matter. The degree of hotness and coldness of the air is known as what? Temperature. Clear children? The degree of hotness and coldness of the air is known as temperature. Okay children, I will ask one question. Which instrument is used to measure the temperature? Yes, thermometer. Thermometer is an instrument is used to measure the temperature. Clear children? The sun is the primary source of the heat for the earth as well as its atmosphere. A continuous exchange of heat takes place between the earth and its atmosphere. Heat energy is transmitted by 4 processes, namely radiation, conduction, convection and advection. Clear children? Heat energy is transmitted by 4 main processes. What are the 4 main processes children? One is radiation, next one is conduction, third one is convection, and fourth one is advection. The temperature of the atmosphere changes not only between day and night, but also it changes from season to season. That is, summer are more hotter than the winters. Clear, children? Okay, children. What does mean by insolation? Insolation is nothing but incoming solar energy intercepted by the earth. Clear, children? What is meant by insolation again? Insolation is the incoming solar energy intercepted by the earth. The amount of insolation decreases from the equator towards the poles. Therefore, the temperature decreases in the same manner. Then, the temperature in cities is much higher than the villages. Why? Why? Because the concrete and metal in the buildings and the asphalt of roads get heated up during the day. That's why temperature in the cities is much higher than the villages. Clear, children? Next topic is air pressure. What is meant by air pressure, children? Yes, it is defined as the pressure exerted by the weight of air on the earth's surface. That is atmospheric pressure. Clear, children? As we go up of the layers of atmosphere, what are the 5 layers of atmosphere, children? Yes, first one is troposphere, then stratosphere, then mesosphere, then thermosphere, and last one is exosphere. We go up the layers of atmosphere, the pressure falls rapidly. Why? Because the air pressure is highest at sea level and decreases with the height. Clear, children? When the air pressure decreases, when it is height means that time it decreases. Air pressure is decreases with the height, then highest at sea level. Clear, children? Okay, children, I will ask one question. Which instrument is used to measure the atmospheric pressure, children? Barometer. Barometer is used to measure the atmospheric pressure. Clear, children? Low pressure is associated with the cloudy skies and wet weather. In areas having the lower temperature, the air is cold. In a particular area, we are having the lower temperature means that time the air is very cold. Clear, children? Then heavy air sinks and creates a high pressure area. Then high pressure is associated with clear and sunny skies. Are you clear, children? What is mean by air pressure? Then what instrument is used to measure the air pressure? Are you clear? We'll move on to next topic. Next one is wind. The movement of air from high pressure area to low pressure areas, that is called as wind. Children, do you know the difference between air pressure and wind? Air pressure means the pressure exerted by the weight of air on the earth's surface. Then wind means the movement of air from the high pressure areas to lower pressure areas. That is called as wind. Clear, children? Winds broadly classified into 3 types. What are the, children? Do you know already? Yes, first one is permanent winds. Then second one is seasonal winds. Then third one is local winds. Clear, children? Okay, children. What is mean by permanent winds? The trade winds, then westerlies and easterlies are the permanent winds. Clear, children? Okay, what is meant by westerlies and easterlies? Westerlies is nothing but the wind blows from west to east. That is called as westerlies. Then easterly means the wind blows from eastern side to western side. That is called as easterlies. Clear, children? Next, second one is seasonal winds. Seasonal winds means these winds change the directions in different seasons. What are the seasons you may know, children? Summer, winter, autumn, monsoon. Okay, these winds, the seasonal winds change their directions according to the different seasons. Next one is local winds. This type of winds blows during the particular period of a day or year in a smaller area, that is called as local winds. Clear, children? Okay, children, we'll move on to next topic. Next one is moisture. Okay, children, what is mean by moisture? The water vapors present in the atmosphere is called moisture. Clear, children? The amount of moisture present in the air varies from place to place. First, what is mean by moisture again? The amount of water vapor present in the atmosphere is called moisture. Clear, children? The amount of moisture present in the air varies from place to place. Clear, children? Okay, children. Then what is mean by humidity? Moisture in air at any time is known as humidity. Clear? Do you know the difference between moisture and humidity, children? The water vapors present in the atmosphere is called moisture. Moisture in the air at any time is known as humidity. Clear? When the air holds maximum amount of water vapors, the process of condensation takes place there. What is meant by condensation, children? Condensation is nothing but it is a process of water vapor starts converting into the tiny water droplets. That is called as condensation. Clear, children? Okay, children. What is mean by precipitation? Water cycle, precipitation means precipitation that comes down to the earth in the liquid form is called as what? Rain. Most of the groundwater comes from the rainwater. Clear, children? Children, next one important thing is we have three different types of rainfall. What are they? One is relief rainfall, then convectional rainfall, then cyclonic rainfall. Clear, children? Okay. What is meant by relief rainfall? Relief rainfall occurs when moisture bearing winds are forced to rise over a hill or mountain or sheds into the moisture in the form of rainfall. Clear, children? The moisture bearing winds forced to rise over a hill or mountain. The time it sheds into the moisture in the form of rainfall. Then relief rainfall is also called as orographic rainfall. Do you know that? Next one is conventional rainfall. Okay, children, what is meant by conventional rainfall? When the moisture air gets heated and rises up the atmosphere, the air further expands and cools and condenses to form a clouds to bring rainfall. Clear, children? What is meant by conventional rainfall? When the moisture air gets heated and rises up in the atmosphere, that time the air further expands, then cools and condenses to form the clouds, to bring rainfall. Clear, children? Next one is cyclonic rainfall. What is meant by cyclonic rainfall? When warm and cold air have the different densities, they don't mix. In this case, the warm air rises up due to the light weight, while the cold air remains near the surface. Cyclonic rainfall is also known as frontal rainfall. Clear, children? Frontal. Okay, children. What are the benefits of rainfall? Yes, first one is it is a very important thing for survival of plants and animals and human. Okay. Then most of the groundwater comes from the rainwater. Then it provides fresh water to the earth's surface. If rainfall is less, water scarcity and drought will occur there. Clear, children? These are the three different types of rainfall. Clear, children? Okay, children. I'll give a quick revision about the chapter 4 atmosphere. At first, what we discussed, children? What is meant by atmosphere? Our earth is surrounded by a huge blanket of air is called as atmosphere. Clear, children? Our earth is surrounded by a huge blanket of air is called as what? Atmosphere. All living beings on this earth depends on what? On the atmosphere. Depends on the atmosphere for their survival. Clear, children? Then what is the second topic? Composition of the atmosphere. In that what we discuss, children? The atmosphere is made up of various gases, water vapors and dust particles and so on. Clear? A combination of various gases like nitrogen, oxygen, argon, carbon dioxide, helium, neon, hydrogen, ozone and so on. It makes the atmosphere. These gases makes the atmosphere. Clear, children? Do you understand that? What I am telling? In that we first discussed the nitrogen gas. It is higher concentration in the atmosphere is about how many percentage, children? Yes, 78.08 percentage. Then it is found up to a height of which kilometer? How many kilometer, children? Yes, it is found up to a height of 128 kilometer from the Earth's surface. Then it is a lighter gas when it compared to the oxygen and carbon dioxide. Okay, children, why are we stating nitrogen as the first gas? Because it is most plentiful gas. First one, most plentiful gas present in the atmosphere. So we discussed about the nitrogen. Then second one is oxygen. After the nitrogen, it is the second most plentiful gas in the atmosphere. It is heavier than the nitrogen. Which is heavier than the nitrogen, children? Yes, oxygen is heavier than the nitrogen, while lighter than carbon dioxide. Clear, children? What is the amount present in the atmosphere? That oxygen amount present in the atmosphere is nearly 21 percentage, exactly 20.94 percentage in the atmosphere. Then which gas is also called as life gas, children? Yes, oxygen. Oxygen is also called as the life gas. Why? Because it is the basis of living for life of all living organisms, including the human beings. Clear, children? Next one is carbon dioxide. It is the heaviest gas of the atmosphere. It changes according to the pollution. The concentration of the carbon dioxide will changes. Clear, children? The second main topic is structure of the atmosphere. Our atmosphere is divided into how many layers, children? Yes, exactly 5 layers. What are the layers? Troposphere, then stratosphere, then mesosphere, then thermosphere, and last one is exosphere. What is the use of troposphere, children? Troposphere is the most important layer of atmosphere, isn't it? It is the average height of 13 kilometer. Height is 13 kilometer. The air we breathe exist here. Okay, children, what is mean by tropo? Already I told, no? Yes, tropo means turning. Tropos. Okay. The term tropo is derived from the Greek word tropos. Meaning is turning. Clear, children? Second layer is stratosphere. It lies above the troposphere. It extends up to a height of how many kilometer? Yes, 15 kilometer. First one is 13 kilometer. Next one is 50 kilometer. Then mesosphere is 80 kilometer. Then thermosphere is 80 to 400 kilometer. Then exosphere is to 750 kilometer. It is not given in a book. Just make a note of it. Mesosphere is the third layer of the atmosphere. It lies above the stratosphere. It extends up to how many kilometers? Now only I told 80 kilometers. Okay. Then thermosphere. Thermosphere, it extends up to 80 to 400 kilometers. What is the use of thermosphere, children? Yes, this layer helps in radio transmission. Then exosphere. Exosphere is the uppermost layer of the atmosphere. That's why this layer has very thin air. Light gases like helium, nitrogen are float into the space from here. Weather and climate. What is the use of weather and climate? What is the difference between weather and climate, children? Weather relates to the daily atmospheric changes and conditions, but in climate represents the atmospheric conditions over a longer period of time. Weather can be changed many times in a day, but in climate remains constant for a long period. Then weather changes occurs as small region. Climate changes relates to the larger area. Do you know the difference between climate and weather, children? Then what are the elements of weather and climate? Yes. First one is temperature, then pressure, then moisture, and last one is wind. Clear, children? First one is temperature. Temperature of the atmosphere is measured by an instrument. What is the name of that instrument, children? Yes, thermometer. Thermometer is an instrument is used to measure the temperature. Clear, children? The temperature of the atmosphere changes not only between day and night, but also it changes from season to season. Next one is air pressure. Air pressure is mainly defined as the pressure exerted by the weight of air on the earth's surface. Clear, children? As we go up the layers of atmosphere, the pressure falls rapidly. The air pressure is highest at which level? Yes, the air pressure is highest at sea level and then decreases with the height. Clear? Then next one is wind. In that, what is mean by wind? The movement of air from high pressure areas to low pressure areas is called as wind. In that, we discuss three main types of winds. What are the winds? Yes, one is permanent winds, then seasonal winds, then local winds. What is mean by permanent winds? The wind, trade winds or westerlies, easterlies. What is mean by westerlies, children? The wind blows from west to east are called as westerlies. The wind blows east to west means easterlies. This blow, it is called as permanent winds. The trade winds, then westerlies, easterlies are called as permanent winds. Then what is mean by seasonal winds, children? Yes, these kind of winds change the directions in the different seasons. Then local winds. These winds blows only during a particular period of the day or year in a smaller area. That is called as local winds. These winds blows only during a particular period of the day or year in a smaller area. Clear, children? Next one is moisture. What is mean by moisture? The water vapors present in the atmosphere is called as moisture. Then what is mean by humidity? Moisture in the air at any time is known as humidity. Do you know the difference between moisture and humidity, children? In this we discuss three main types of rainfalls. What are the three main types of rainfall? Yes, cyclonic, then relief, then convectional. What does mean by relief rainfall? It is not given in your book, just diagram only given, so you have to make a note of it. Relief rainfall means occurs when moisture bearing winds are forced to rise over a hill or mountain. Bearing winds are forced to rise over a hill or mountain. It sheds its moisture in the form of rainfall. It is called as relief rainfall. Relief rainfall is also called as orographic rainfall. Clear, children? Then next one is convectional rainfall. When the moisture air gets heated and rises up the atmosphere, that time the air further expands and cools and condenses to form clouds to bring what? To bring rain. That is rainfall. Okay, convectional rainfall. Then last one is cyclonic rainfall. What is the use of cyclonic rainfall? What is mean by cyclonic rainfall? As when warm and cold air have different densities, they do not mix together. In this case, the warm air rises up due to light weight. Clear, children? Do you understand? Once again, I will repeat. Cyclonic rainfall, when the warm and cold air have the different densities, they do not mix together. In this case, the warm air rises up due to the light weight, while the cold air remains near the surface. Clear, children? Then cyclonic rainfall is also called as what? Rainfall. Clear, children? I hope you all understand this chapter clearly. Thank you, students. We'll see you in next video class.